Okay, we will reconvene the special meeting. Mr. City Attorney, any final action to report out?
No final action tonight, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. So we will adjourn the special meeting and call to order the regular meeting of the Folsom City Council for Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Yeah, Council members Kozlowski is absent, and Council members Leary,
Here.
Rathel,
Here.
Rohrbaugh,
Here.
and Aquino.
Here. And we also have a new face on the dais tonight. We would like to officially welcome our new city manager, Brian Whitemeyer. You started yesterday for a city council meeting today, so we're not wasting any time, but we want to sincerely welcome you and your family to Folsom. We are happy to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, if you'd all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, Mr. City Attorney, any agenda updates?
Yes, good evening, Madam Mayor. Items 3 and 7 on tonight's agenda will be continued to the next City Council meeting on the 25th.
Okay. That takes us to business from the floor. This is the public's opportunity to address the council on items that are not on the agenda, but please understand that we cannot deliberate or take action on items that are not on the agenda. If you want to speak at this time or on any item on tonight's agenda, if you please fill out a blue speaker card at the back table and hand that over here to Sergeant Rice. The clerk will call you up at the appropriate time. So do we have any requests to speak from business from the floor?
Yes, you have 6 requests to speak this evening from business from the floor. What we'll do is we'll call the first speaker, and then we'll let you know who's next. So if you hear your name, you know that you're on deck. So our first speaker tonight will be Todd Pfeffer. Todd will be followed by Swetha Ramasha.
Welcome.
Thank you. There is a retired Sacramento County Sheriff Sergeant who has a history of boldly ignoring traffic laws in Folsom, especially in Empire Ranch. On April 2nd, 2024, he ran a red light. I phoned non-emergency and reported this to Folsom Police. 9 days later, he exited his vehicle and threatened me with physical violence while I was legally in a crosswalk. I phoned 911 and reported the assault to FPD. On August 5th, he turned his headlights off just before he ran a red light. I phoned non-emergency, reported this to FPD. 12 days later, he made a threatening gesture at my wife and me as he drove past us. I phoned non-emergency and reported this to FPD. On October 8th, he ran a red light and drove within inches of hitting me with his vehicle while I was legally in a crosswalk. I phoned non-emergency and reported this to FPD. 12 days later, he ran a red light and drove within inches of hitting me with his vehicle yet again while I was legally in a crosswalk. I phoned 911 and reported the assault to FPD. The retired Sac County Sheriff Sergeant admitted to running the red light and entering the crosswalk while pedestrians, my wife and I, were present on October 20th. All 6 of these unlawful actions were recorded on the city's closed caption television camera archive file footage. On November 1st, the individual was observed driving down my street. And when he noticed me looking at him, made a quick U-turn and sped away in the opposite direction. I asked Officer Kyle Rader on January 8th of the current year if he issued citations for the vehicle code violations of October 20th, and he never replied. 1 week later, I asked Chief Rick Hillman if FPD intended to issue citations, and he never replied. I submitted 3 public records requests in an attempt to ascertain whether citations were given to the retired Sheriff Sergeant. None of the 3 were produced. I asked City Attorney Steve Wang on January 22nd if he directed city staff to stonewall me, and he never replied. How is this blatant disregard for public safety by no less than a retired peace officer allowed to occur without consequences? This individual has yet to receive a traffic citation for numerous violations of the California Vehicle Code. Is the retired sergeant who has lived with his wife 1/2 mile from the police department for more than 26 years receiving what the public knows to be professional courtesy? My question to the governing body of Folsom is, what the hell is going on? I hope one of you wants to get to the bottom of this. Law-abiding, tax-paying citizens shouldn't have to fear for their safety when walking the streets of Folsom while getting exercise and enjoying the outdoors.
Thank you for coming. Next speaker.
Okay, our next speaker will be Swetha Ramasha, followed by Amogi Ataji. And I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. Please correct me when you come up here.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, esteemed Mayor and Council members, and Namaste. My name is Shweta Ramachar, a resident of Rancho Cordova City and a volunteer at Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangha HSS. I'm honored to share the HSS has been organizing the annual Health for Humanity Yogathon or Surya Namaskar Yagna since 2007. Every year it starts on 18th January. This is a 16-day event aims to create awareness about yoga and benefits for a healthy body, mind and spirit. Surya Namaskar integrates simple yoga postures in 10 steps that, along with simple breathing technique, can provide immense health benefits to both the body and the mind. Each year on January 14th, Hindus worldwide celebrate Makara Sankranti festival, a day that marks the changing of the seasons. Makara Sankranti ushers in longer days, which is why the festival symbolizes sunshine in life. To mark this occasion, HSS has organized the Health for Humanity Yogathon from January 18 to February 2nd, 2025. HSS initiated this health awareness project in 2007, now in its 18th year. Since its inception, participants of all faiths and beliefs from 43 states have actively taken part in the Yogathon through yoga centers, community organizations, schools, and colleges. Collectively, we have participated in and performed over 4 million Surya Namaskars. Community leaders and many elected officials across the nation have been shown their appreciation for this initiative and encouraged their residents to participate and gain their benefits for an overall healthy lifestyle. This year, HSS invites community groups, yoga centers, students, teachers, and individuals to learn and participate in the Health for Humanity Yogathon. This program is open to people of all ages, genders, and races, and we aspire to collaborate with the city as much as possible to reach out to members of our community. Our goal is to get as many people as we can from our city to reap benefits of this initiative. At HSS, we believe that a healthier individual leads to a stronger community. Through this initiative, we hope to empower people to take charge of their physical and mental well-being. Thank you for the opportunity to speak and for your support in promoting health and wellness in our community. Dhanyawad.
Thank you for coming out.
Okay, our next speaker is Amog Itaji, who will be followed by Arohi Mishra.
Welcome.
Dear esteemed Mayor Aquino and City Council members, hello and namaste. My name is Amog Itigi, and I'm a Hindu-American freshman student living in the city of Orangeville. I'm a youth volunteer for HSS, Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangh, which aims to uphold Hindu values such as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole world is one family, and Nara Seva Narayan Seva, which means service to humanity is service to God. On February 23, 2025, Sri Krishna Shaka, the Folsom chapter of HSS, came together in solidarity with Black individuals to honor Black History Month. We were privileged to welcome Mr. Chris Clark, the president of the Folsom Cordova Unified School District Board of Education, as our guest of honor. Mr. Clark has been a strong advocate for inclusivity and community engagement. This event had a total of 40 attendees, including children, parents, and community members. In addition to our regular Shaka activities, we took time to reflect on the significance of Black History Month and how its message resonates with all communities. The children had an opportunity to engage in meaningful discussions, work on crafts, play games, and interact with our distinguished guests. During his address, Mr. Clark shared his personal story, recounting how his ancestors endured slavery, how his family eventually moved to California, and how he became the first African American to serve on the FCUSD school board. His journey serves as an example of how our society continues to move forward, overcoming past injustices and creating new opportunities. Mr. Clark also emphasized the importance of community involvement and the need for a conscious effort to learn about and appreciate different cultures. He spoke about how people in leadership roles have the ability and responsibility to foster stronger, more inclusive communities. He also took questions from attendees on a range of topics, including education, curriculum development, and the role of local representation in shaping academic programs. This observance encourages conversations about racial justice and equality. It reminds us that progress is made through awareness, education, and a commitment to inclusivity. By learning from history and celebrating the voices that have shaped it, we take steps forward to a stronger and more united community. As a student, I feel proud to be associated with HSS to work with other individuals who come from different cultural backgrounds to make the world a better place. Thank you, dhanyavad, and namaste.
Well done. Thank you very much.
Okay, our next speaker will be Arohi Mishra, followed by Vandana Mishra.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hello, esteemed mayor and council members, and namaste. My name is Arohi Mishra, and I'm a Hindu American 9th grade student living in the city of Folsom. I'm a youth volunteer at HSS, Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangh, which aims to uphold Hindu values such as Vasudeva Kutumbakam, the whole world is one family, and Nar Seva Narayan Seva, service to humanity is service to God. October holds a special significance to Hindus across the globe as it is the month we celebrate Diwali, the Festival of Lights. This festival encourages us to strive for moral order, right action, and the promotion of peace. Though we do several community outreach projects throughout the year, we take extra effort during this time, utilizing the opportunity to give back to the community through various service projects to make the city better and stronger. One prominent initiative called Seva Diwali is a nationwide project that strives to make a difference in the lives of those suffering from food insecurity. Seva translates to selfless service. Along with several other youths, I derive great satisfaction in being part of this project. This not only helps the needy, but develops the characteristics of leadership and giving back to the community. During this drive, hundreds of people make their homes collection centers for their neighbors to contribute. People are encouraged to donate non-perishable vegetarian food to food pantries and homeless shelters. Last year, through this project, we collected about 725,000 pounds of supplies across 38 states. In the greater Sacramento area alone, 8,300 pounds were donated to 14 food banks and shelters, including the Salvation Army in Roseville. To spread awareness for this project, we also have a Diwali parade of lights, in which we drive around the city with our cars, decorated with lights. We were glad to have Councilman Scott Alvord, Rockland Councilman Mr. Bill Halden, and Mr. Ken Broadway, Placer County Supervisor Mrs. Shanti Landon, and Karen Alvord as the guests of honors who flagged off last year's parade and participated with decorated cars. As we celebrate Diwali, we want to share the light and illumination of selfless service with all our fellow citizens. Everyone in this society deserves to be uplifted regardless of their background or religious beliefs. For a healthy society, the most important thing to do is to respect each other's beliefs and practices. The first step towards reaching this goal is to know each other better and gain awareness. October, being the Hindu Heritage Month, will truly play an important role in helping people understand the beliefs and contributions of the Hindu community and help our city grow and develop. I want to thank the city of Folsom for taking this critical step toward creating and accepting society for Hindu adults, kids, and teenagers like me. I look forward to serving the city to the best of my capacity and playing my part in making it an excellent place to live. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you very much.
Okay, our next speaker will be Vandana Mishra, followed by Ravi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, Honored Mayor and Council Member. Namaste. My name is Vandana Mishra, and I am a proud resident of Folsom. Today, I am honored to share the inspiring story of the Mahakumbh Mela, the world's largest and most peaceful gathering. This sacred Hindu festival occurs every 12 years and circles between 4 holy cities in India, Prayagraj, Haridwar, Nasik, and Ujjain. It brings together millions of people from diverse backgrounds, cultures, and traditions. united by a shared sense of spirituality, purpose, and community. The Mahakumbh Mela is deeply rooted in ancient traditions and symbolizes the eternal human quest for spiritual growth, self-reflection, and renewal. At its core, the festival revolves around taking a holy dip in the sacred rivers, and people believe it cleanses the soul and brings inner peace. But the Mahakumbh Mela is more than a religious event. It celebrates unity, harmony, and the shared human experience. It is a living example of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that the entire world is one family. The Mahakumbh Mela ability to inspire peace, cooperation, and mutual respect on such a massive scale makes it extraordinary. It is a festival where people from different cultures, languages, and traditions come together as equals, setting aside their differences to celebrate their humanity. The Mahakumbh Mela is not just a Hindu festival. It is a global event that highlights the beauty of cultural diversity and the importance of fostering understanding among all people. As a family person growing up in the city of Folsom, I am deeply inspired by the values of unity, inclusivity, and service that the Mahakumbh Mela represent. It reminds me that our strength as a community lies in our ability to embrace diversity and work together for the common good. By learning about and appreciating the tradition of others, we can build a more inclusive and harmonious society where everyone feels valued and respected. The spirit of the Mahakumbh Mela, unity, peace, and service can guide us in making the city of Folsom a better place for everyone. By fostering understanding and respect among all residents, we can create a community where everyone feels a sense of belonging and connection. Thank you for allowing me to share this important aspect of my heritage. By learning about the Mahakumbh Mela, we can all reflect on the importance of unity and work together to build a brighter future for our city. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you very much for coming out.
Okay, your next speaker will be Ravi. Sorry, there's no last name, but Ravi. Come on down, please.
Is Ravi here? Not here. Okay.
Okay, thank you. That concludes business from the floor.
Okay. Let's see. Call the first item then, please.
Your next item this evening will be scheduled presentation, item number 1. This is a resolution of commendation honoring the Vista Junior Eagles Comp Cheer Squad.
All right, let's have coaches and cheerleaders. Come on down. Why don't you guys face that way, because Andrew is going to take some photos for us. I was going to ask why you weren't wearing your uniforms, but that's because you're wearing these national champion jackets. I get it now that I can see the back of them. All right, Rachel, I'm going to hand this to you while I read it. Okay. This is a City of Folsom resolution of commendation honoring the Vista Junior Eagles Comp Cheer Squad. Whereas the Vista Junior Eagles Comp Cheer Squad is part of the youth football and cheer organization in Folsom. And whereas members of the Vista Junior Eagles Comp Cheer Squad earned first place in Division 15 Level 2 JAMS National Championship in Las Vegas. And whereas the team was the grand champion for all 42 teams in Division 15, receiving the highest overall score. And whereas their hard work, dedication, and performance merits recognition from the City of Folsom, now therefore I, Sarah Aquino, Mayor of the City of Folsom, on behalf of the Folsom City Council and the Folsom community, do hereby extend commendations in the highest regard to the members of the Vista Junior Eagles Comp Cheer Squad and encourage their continued success in the future, commended this 11th day of March, 2025. Would the coaches like to say a few words? Are you ready, Andrew? Okay, we're going to look at Andrew first. Rachel, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you for your recognition for our team. Thank you, athletes. Thank you, parents. You guys deserve this.
Congratulations. Thank you. You're welcome to stay for the whole meeting. meeting, but if you'd like to leave, you will not.
Yeah.
This is one, if you're gonna savor one, you ought to savor this one. It's gonna be short and sweet. All right, while they are exiting, nobody's taking us up on our offer, apparently, to stay. You may call the next item, please.
Your next item is scheduled presentation, item number 2. This is a presentation on the benefits of youth sports.
Good evening, Mayor and members of City Council. I'm Kelly Gonzalez, your Parks and Recreation Director. Tonight's presentation was a request from our previous interim city manager, Dan Haverty. When he was first here, we did a tour of all of our facilities, and Derek Perez gave him an overview of our sports programming here at the City of Folsom. So tonight, I am proud to introduce Derek Perez, our Recreation Supervisor for Sports. Derek has been with the city for 24 years and a supervisor for the past 8 years. So welcome, Derek.
Come on up. Hello, Derek.
Hello, Madam Mayor, members of council. Pull my presentation really quick. Okay, I did that right. Good evening. My name is Derek Perez. I'm the Recreation Supervisor for the City of Folsom. I'm going to be doing a presentation on community sports. So I oversee all the adult and youth sports in the city, as well as community sports leagues in the city, the Andy Moore Sports Complex as well. So just a few things that we oversee in our sports division. Let's see. That's not working. First off, that was actually a good segue of the cheerleaders competition into what I'll be presenting tonight. As you can see, there's many benefits of youth sports. That was a great example of the ladies' recognition with the cheer. As part of the emotional support, it decreases anxiety, depression. There's social dynamic that creates teamwork. I just happened to be out at my daughter's comp soccer game this weekend, so I'm a dad. I get to see that firsthand. I saw it last night with my son's baseball team as well, as seeing the benefits of youth sports, of how it's impacting children in the community, and it's really huge. One thing I want to do really quick is any parents or anybody that has kids that's participated in youth sports your life, and raise their hands. Anybody? So it's a pretty impactful sport. So some of the youth sports that we offer in the city through our division, we offer contract classes and seasonal camps. Some of the highlights that we do, one that's really unique this summer is we offer a fencing camp. That's a very popular camp. I think we offer about 2 or 3 weeks. That fills up. We have wait lists. It's unique. It's just something very different that we like to offer. We've been doing that for years. Something else, another sport that you might have heard of is pickleball. You might not have heard of it, but that's kind of big right now and across the nation. We do offer some classes for the youth. There's courts down at Limby Park. And then one adaptive program that we're looking at including this summer, which we're excited about, is Adaptive Wheelchair Basketball League. So we're actually partnering with a nonprofit organization, HEAL. We're going to be hopefully advertising that here in the next couple of months and get that league up and running on Sundays at the sports complex. So it's just something new. It's not offered a lot, so we're excited to kind of offer that to the community and anybody that wants to participate. Some of our city leagues that our Parks and Rec Department offer in the city, our first one is our NFL Flag Football League. That's played Friday nights in the fall and the winter out at John Kemp Community Park. We have a total of about 424 players. What's always interesting is when the high schools are winning sections and league champions and state championships, this is where they started. They started in 2nd, 3rd grade through our Parks and Recreation program. So we've seen all those kids grow up and, win state championships and really benefit the community and go on to college and so forth. So one future league that we're excited about to offer is an all-girls flag football league this summer. Staff's working hard to develop that, get up and running. Right now, a lot of middle schools in the area, surrounding areas, are offering leagues. All the high schools now, it's actually a CIF-sanctioned sport in the high schools. So Folsom High School has a team, Vista has a high school team. So we're hoping that this will help develop the girls and want to encourage them to like flag football and then eventually play for the high schools, so forth. Another league that we offer at the Andy Moore Sports Complex is the Indoor Soccer League. That's going on right now. Session 2 is wrapping up. We average about 160, 170 teams starting December all the way through April, May. That's about 1,600 players. That's not even including the parents that come into the facility to watch their kids play on a weekly basis. And then the next leagues that we offer is adult sports leagues. So we offer leagues, we offer some classes, we offer tennis and bocce ball classes. We actually ran a bocce ball tournament in January that had about 8 teams, out at Economy Park on a Saturday. There's about 50 players out there, participants. And then our adult leagues that we offer. Tonight's the first night of adult softball out at Limby Park. They start about 6:30 tonight. There's 2 fields going out there with the lights, so you'll see games starting up this week. Unfortunately, it's going to rain tomorrow, so we'll postpone that to next week. So it's just some of the leagues that we offer here in the city to the adults. Our community sports leagues as a city, as you know, sports is huge in Folsom. We work with all the community sports leagues. Those are all the CYSLs. There's 17 of them in the city. That's little leagues, softball, our recreation basketball program, FIBA, Folsom Lake Soccer, or Folsom Surf Soccer Club. We work with all those leagues in the entire city. We schedule all the facilities at all the city's fields, gyms, and we also, through our joint use agreement, schedule all the school facilities as well, too. So when rec soccer's out there, when there's 3,300 kids in the fall playing, my staff, we schedule all those facilities on the city fields and the school fields, too, as well. So it's a really big undertaking. What you see here with the city of Folsom, Cordova, as part of a joint use agreement, we can't make this work without them. They're a huge partner with us. It's a great relationship we have. And then we have the Community Sports League. And then also the FAA. The FAA plays a role in it where they work with all the youth leagues. They have programs for adopt facility programs that help provide enhancements to facilities. They offer scholarships to high school kids too as well. They do fundraisers for the community sports leagues. So it's just a great partner all around. Benefits of the joint use agreement, as stated, the city has a great one with the school district. I have a picture here of, this is Folsom Middle School, this is Ed Mitchell Park, and this is Blanche Prince Elementary School. A lot of our parks we design are next to elementary schools, and it's for a reason that we're going to schedule soccer or baseball on those fields. So it's a nice way to kind of share and brainstorm on how we can partner and we can use each other's facilities. It's really unique. You see the majority of our schools are like that in our parks, and we designed that for a reason. One bullet point I have on here is added security. When kids go home, schools are done at 3:15, 2:15 on early release. The schools just sit there. Well, we activate those parks. We schedule practices. We schedule games. An example that really was beneficial to the school district was a few years ago, Russell Ranch. There's a soccer team out there about 4:30 practicing, and a water line broke in one of the classrooms and started gushing outside the classroom. Well, one of the coaches saw that, called non-emergency line, water department went out, shut that off before it flooded all the other classrooms. So that's just a benefit that this is extra security that's out there, extra eyes on the ground too as well. So that's really nice. And summer programs, we have a couple cave programs that are at Sutter and Folsom Middle School. We work with both schools there. And then the city, we run a summer program called Destination Recreation. That's going to be at Theodore Judah this summer again over there for kids, and we'll be running a camp there Monday through Friday. Daily schedule example. This actually, I want to show a sample of all the facilities that my division schedules last Tuesday. This was just last Tuesday on March 4th. The standard volleyball courts were activated in the afternoon with Folsom Lake College. We have a partnership with them through their brand new stand volleyball program. They started up last year, so they practice out there 3 or 4 times a week. They play games out there. Other junior colleges come and play them during league. And then, pickleball, there's all 12 courts are going right now, rocking and rolling. And the Andy Moore Sports Complex, we have leagues, rentals out there, batting cages. And then last week, FIBA, these are all the gyms they use, 13 gyms in the entire city. And then also last week was when baseball started, Little League, softball. There's about 30 ball fields between the city and the school district that we scheduled just on last Tuesday night alone. And we schedule all those lights too. And then the turf fields, Economy, both of them at Kemp, and then Livermore. So we had soccer programs. Lacrosse is in session right now too as well. So that's just a sampling of one day right there that staff's responsible for. The sports impact in our community, aside from our classes, our camps, scheduling all the youth leagues, the adult leagues, we also program tournaments and events in the city too as well. So a lot of tournament directors will come to us and look to see if we have any facilities available that we could rent to them. This is just a sampling of what we have going on this year in 2025. Some notable ones are youth softball tournaments. We have 34 weekends starting March 1st to the end of October. We have 32 weekends scheduled already. We only have 2 weekends available. So it drives in a lot of teams to play games, shop here, look at all the amenities that Folsom has to offer, and just make that impact to the community. Last year, for example, 2024, we hosted 66 tournaments in the city, and this year we're projecting 84. That's what we have on the books right now in the city alone. That's AU basketball tournaments, youth soccer tournaments with the soccer clubs too as well. So we're always open to brainstorming. We're always looking to do something new. So we're always open. If we have something available, we'll brainstorm and talk to tournament directors, see what we can get here in town. Sporting event impact. So this is new for us. I went to a session a couple years ago that the city of Elk Grove put on with Consumis CSD, and they showed kind of the economic impact calculator that they offered. And what this did was it just kind of showed what a soccer tournament could have on the community, right? We all hear that City of Sacramento is hosting Aftershock. It's this huge music event that we all know about, 4 days, Thursday through Sunday. Well, they'll come out and say, well, this had a $1 million economic impact to the community. This calculator can do that. It can calculate that stuff. So staff is learning that right now. We're just learning how to plug things in. We've only had 3 tournaments so far this year, January, February. But it'll help measure the impacts of lodging, transportation, food and beverage, retail, recreation, space rentals, and business services. And it'll just allow us to have an idea and some data that we can compare to the next year, because we really don't know this. Like I said, we rent these tournaments out. We know it has an impact, but we just don't know. So this is kind of a really nice tool that we're going to be using, and we're just going to be really looking at it and comparing it from 25 to 26, what we have, and using that as a really useful tool for us. So it'll allow us to gather data to make some informed decisions in the future too, so which will be really nice. With that, I'd like to introduce my staff if they're here. So Cody Bateson is back there. Cody's in charge of the sports complex operations, and he works with all the youth groups, so he works with schedules and lights and everything. Penelope Krause-Feehan, she's over there. She's in charge of adult sports. So I'm assuming after this meeting, she'll be running to Limby Park to check on her adult softball leagues and make sure everybody's behaving. And then Cynthia Mandel, she's back there too as well. So she oversees youth sports. She runs our youth indoor soccer league, which is our biggest league in the city. And she oversees the skate and bike park operations. And Jeremy Diosio, he's probably not here. He was having car issues this morning. So I'm happy to answer any question you might have about sports.
I have to throw the first pitch out this Saturday. I've been practicing in my backyard for the last few weeks, hoping I don't embarrass myself, but I wouldn't be sorry if it gets rained out, I'll be honest with you.
You've been losing
You'll
some
probably be
sleep, I
fine,
feel like.
Mariquita.
You're making me nervous just with this presentation.
I have a couple.
Any questions? Yes,
I just have one
Councilmember
question.
Warble. Okay, Councilmember Warble, go ahead.
Okay. Is there a reason that you think it's 66 scheduled tournaments last year to 84 already scheduled this year, I think you said? Do you feel like there's a reason? It's a positive thing.
It is a positive thing. I've been working with a lot of tournament directors too. So, there was more weekends available this year than last year. And also last year, those are actual numbers. So last year for youth softball tournaments, we had probably 4 or 5 rainouts right off the bat in March. So a lot of it's weather dependent too. So we have to take in consideration the smoke, air quality too. So we work with all the youth groups and all that stuff. So if it's too hot, they can't get on the fields. Environmental impacts do unfortunately play a factor into a lot of that stuff.
Well, and then a couple comments, and one of them was on the economic impact calculator. I'm really, really happy to hear that you guys are incorporating that, because having that data to be able to compare next year, I think is so important to kind of where we can prioritize and focus. Youth sports is a big deal in this community, and so I'm very happy to hear that you guys are doing that. It'll be fun to learn, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is.
Growth, right?
I know,
However it
yeah,
happens.
it's fun.
And I do just want to acknowledge, I really appreciate you putting your staff up there and seeing a few of their faces, because I just think that we should do more of that. We get the department heads all the time, which they all are beautiful people, but it would be nice to kind of, so I really appreciated you doing that.
Yeah.
So thank you for
Thank
that.
you, yeah.
Thank you for all your work too, that you're doing.
They're all behind the scenes people, so they do great work.
Councilmember Leary.
And I'm glad to see how active you all are. I know that a lot of our parks are used pretty much throughout the daylight hours and into the evening. I see a lot of lights when I drive around town of games going on with the lights on the fields. One thing I wanted to ask about, and that is that and this is because this is my favorite sport that's missing, and that would be swimming. Mm-hmm. And that is a wonderful program for the kids. There's several swim teams in there on a regular basis practicing. They bring in, people for their various competitions.
Yeah.
And it's a critical thing for the kids in our community to learn how to do, since we live by a river and a lake. There's also the adult water aerobics, lap swimming on top of that. And then in the summer, there's a lot more going on in the pool. And I don't want that to be overlooked. I think it's a really important piece of what we have to offer here.
Yeah, it's very important piece to it. One thing I always say is I do everything on land and Chad Gunter does everything in water.
Right.
So that's a very important piece. And even when it comes to the swim meets too, as well, as we collaborate and we talk to make sure that, hey, we have a youth softball tournament, he has a swim meet, things like that too. But yeah, my parents moved to Folsom 3 years ago. My mom goes and does the open swim during lunchtime. My dad plays pickleball at Limby, so they're active users of it. But yeah, no, I mean, that's a great point. Yeah, the aquatics is a huge portion. And I believe May is, Tom will correct me, is Water Safety Month. So I'm sure there'll be a presentation coming down the pipelines on something like that too.
It provides jobs for our youth too. My
yeah.
daughter was one of the lifeguards there in high school after learning to swim.
Which I believe there's interviews tonight there, and I think there's like 50 kids that are there right now doing interviews.
Well, thank you, Derek, and thank you to all of the sports staff. We greatly appreciate your work. Thank you for being here tonight. Kelly, did you want to say anything else, or you're standing, so I didn't know if you were coming back.
No, I just wanted to say, just wanted to reiterate, we're very grateful for the sports staff, Derek and his team, and they're doing a great job.
Just so the public knows, there was a "Go Derek Go" sign back there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I know we're pulling item number 3, but did you want to say a couple words about that, Brian?
Yeah, just wanted to mention something related to the city manager's fiscal year 2024-25 second quarter financial report. It's my privilege to have started with the city of Folsom just yesterday, and appreciate the opportunity to review that and go over some items with staff. So we're just going to push it off to the next meeting and look forward to presenting that at that time.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All right, next item, please.
All right, that takes you to your consent calendar. And as a reminder, item 7 has also been continued to the next meeting.
And if I may, staff would like to pull item 4 for a little oral update.
Okay.
All right, so we'll entertain a motion to move items 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10.
I'll move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Okay, council members Leary,
Yes.
Rathel,
Yes.
Rohrbach.
Yes.
And Aquino.
Yes.
Okay, item number 4 is receive and file the City of Folsom Annual Comprehensive Financial Report for the year ended in June 30, 2024.
Great, thank you. First off, would like to thank our finance director, Stacy, for her work in getting the ACFA ready. This is a big deal for us, and so she has a few comments about the report to share with us.
Thank you, and good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. I'm pleased to report that the annual audit has been completed, and you have it there in your chairs, and we will have it on the website tomorrow morning. We received an unqualified opinion confirming that our financial statements are presented fairly and accurately in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. And even better, there were no adjustments from what was previously reported. We ended the year with an unassigned fund balance of $24.9 million, or 21.6% of expenditures, which is what was estimated. We've also submitted the report to the Government Finance Officers Association for their prestigious award program. And based on our track record, we fully expect to receive the award once again this year. And this recognition reflects the dedication of our finance team and the city's continued excellence in financial reporting. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Stacy on this item? No? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to move item 4.
I'll move.
Second.
All right, please call the roll.
Council members Leary,
Yes?
Raythel,
Yes.
Rohrbaugh,
Yes.
and Aquino.
Yes, and now we will convene the joint meeting of the Folsom City Council, the Folsom Redevelopment Successor Agency, the Folsom Public Financing Authority, the Folsom Ranch Financing Authority, and the South of 50 Parking Authority meeting. Would you please call the roll?
Council members Leary. I'm looking
Yes.
for it here. Raythel.
Oh, here, sorry.
Rohrbaugh,
Here?
Aquino.
Here.
And Kozlowski is absent.
All right, first item, please.
Yeah, your only item under the joint meeting portion is the consent calendar.
Any questions on the consent calendar? Otherwise, I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Council members Leary,
Yes.
Raythel,
Yes.
Rohrbaugh,
Yes.
and Aquino.
Yes. All right, we will adjourn the joint meeting and reconvene the regular city council meeting. That takes us to city manager. You get to give your first ever report.
Great, thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. It's a privilege to be here. I just want to thank the City of Folsom team for the warm welcome. It's been great to get to know the team so far and look forward to being able to introduce myself to the various community groups, the residents, and it's just an honor and a privilege to serve with you. Just some updates to share related to public safety. Here's an update on Operation Folsom Blues 2.0. On February 27th and 28th, the Folsom Police Department's Special Investigations Unit led Operation Folsom Blues 2.0, targeting street-level drug dealers on online platforms. The operation, in collaboration with local, state, and federal agencies, resulted in significant arrests and drug seizures. 51 felony arrests, 38 misdemeanor other arrests. They seized over 1,000 fentanyl pills, 1,000 plus other illicit pills, 10 plus pounds of meth, 8 ounces of powder fentanyl, nearly 9 ounces of cocaine, 5 ounces of heroin, and more. I just want to commend our team for doing that excellent work. 10 search warrants were served, 18 probation parole searches, 10 vehicles towed, 25,000 in suspected drug proceeds seized, 25 illegally possessed firearms removed. Of the 51 felony arrests, 27 individuals communicated with undercover detectives on various online marketplaces and social media platforms to arrange the drug deals. Operation Folsom Blues 2.0 builds on the success of the first operation in 2024, which led to 15 arrests and significant fentanyl seizures. Folsom police continue to emphasize the importance of Alexandra's Law, warning that those who manufacture or distribute controlled substances could face manslaughter or murder charges if their actions result in a death. On March 5th, Folsom firefighters were dispatched to a medical emergency at Folsom Prison. Due to the number of patients and severity of injuries, the incident was upgraded to a multi-casualty incident. Additional resources arrived on scene and prioritized patient treatment and transport. Several patients, who were all inmates, were transported to local trauma centers with injuries ranging from critical to moderate. Folsom Fire Department would like to thank our partners at California Department of Corrections and neighboring agencies for their assistance. And as far as community engagements and events, I'm pleased to report that the recent Friends of Folsom Library book sale raised $9,000 to support library programs and services. Pretty cool. Last week, Folsom City Council members, city staff, community members, and Folsom Police and Fire personnel joined students at Alder Creek and Empire Oaks Elementary Schools to celebrate Read Across America Day. And the city of Folsom is seeking vendors for its second annual Earth Day celebration on April 26th. Earth-friendly businesses and organizations interested in a free 10-foot by 10-foot space must apply by March 21st, and that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Vice Mayor Rathel, anything to report?
Just real quick, I just wanted to thank the hackathon participants at Folsom Tech Week. That was going on at our last council meeting, but the hackathon had just gotten started. There was 3 projects that were done with the hackathon, and 2 of those were City of Folsom projects. And so we had folks that donated their time, volunteered their time to look at our data and look at our processes and try and make some recommendations that city staff can use and can carry on. So just wanted to take a moment and thank those folks and congratulate the team that worked on the C-Click Fix project. They are going to come in and sit down with staff and with our city manager and our mayor to review those results and let staff take it from here, because they only had a short amount of time to work on it. But they do have different backgrounds in the tech industry, so I just appreciate them helping the city out.
Very good. Thank you. Councilmember Rohrbach?
I just have one update about SAC-RT again. They, 3 of them, including the CEO, came out and met me down at the station in Historic District, and we went through the train, the rail, and I got to say it was very clean. Met some of the officers that are working on duty there. They were incredibly responsive, but it's really a lot better than I think a lot of people think. So one of the things we had discussed, that I discussed with them, was they would love to come and do a presentation here about kind of some of the delays, how they've overcome that, and the safety and what they've done to overcome that. So maybe late April, beginning of May. So I just wanted to see if that works for you guys, and then I can relay back to them. But that's it.
All right. Thank you. Councilmember Leary?
Thank you. I just wanted to mention that the Habitat for Humanity homes are coming up on Percifer Street. I had an opportunity to work there on Saturday for a bit to help with the construction and to meet some of the incoming homeowners who are required to spend 500 hours actually working on their own homes. And I really thank the foresight that our council members who made this arrangement with Habitat for Humanity had when they established that partnership. These are 8 of the 10 occupants are actually hardworking women who work here in Folsom. They're very excited about finally being able to own a home. It's a big step up in their lives for the kinds of homes that they can come home to each day and provide for their children in. Right now, the city staff is organizing a couple of builds in the future, and I'm looking forward to participating in at least one of those. So if any of the community is interested in helping give people a leg up in our community, develop some generational wealth, and own their own home here in Folsom and become a member of our community, you can look for the information by Googling Habitat for Humanity. I'm not going to read out the whole URL, and find out about how to sign up for a build and contribute to this. So thank you.
Very good. Thank you. And I just have one thing to report. So last week, the Folsom Cordova School Board held a study session on capacity. And as we all know, the 2 middle schools in Folsom and the 2 high schools are busting at the seams. They made the decision to basically eliminate inter-district transfers to Folsom High going forward. So anyone wanting to come from outside of the district to Folsom High will be denied. They already did that for Vista several years ago. Up until now, there has been a standing agreement between Folsom Cordova and San Juan Unified that the people who live in a very small section of American River Canyon, those of them who are in the San Juan district, they've had a standing agreement where those folks, if they wanted to come to a Folsom Cordova school, they could. They are eliminating that exception with this elimination of inter-district transfers. So I do think that we need to schedule a meeting in the near future. The city of Folsom should host a meeting for the residents in that section of American River Canyon, ask the school district to come as a guest and explain to them the situation, because Assemblyman Hoover is pursuing legislation that would possibly allow us to basically annex that portion of American River Canyon that's in the San Juan district into Folsom, Cordova. If it doesn't work legislatively, the city of Folsom can pursue a territory transfer through the State Department of Education, but I do think we need to know that that's something that the residents want. I assume they do, but I think that we should confirm that for sure. So anyway, that's all I have. Thank you very much. 7:20 and we are adjourned.